So every now and again, I get these old thistle-looking dooflachies come up in my beds right here. Now, I honestly don't want to pull them because they're loaded with briars. Look at that little bit of nutsedge down in there. And I might get a weed right here really close to the edge of my grass that I don't want to spray any Roundup that close to the turf because I don't want that gorgeous fescue getting zapped with herbicide, especially a non-selective. Ooh, look at these big boys right here. Just put a little bit right there on each of the nodes. You can be super accurate with this stuff because it's foam. Be really, really accurate with it because it's foam, and you won't get any on the plants. Oh yeah, look there, right there. I got these on the website. I'll link them up in the description. It comes with the herbicide, Roundup. And of course, remember, it's Roundup. Oh, this is fake grass right here. The Roundup's not going to hurt that, but let's do that anyway. There's 1, 2, 3. Comes with instructions, the little foam bottle. Pretty much everything you need comes in the box. And remember, this is a non-selective herbicide, Roundup, so it's going to kill pretty much anything you get it on. That's a good one right there. Look at that. Smoked. Let's see. Typically, I have some over here at my hosta. Whew, boy, them hosta are cooked. They are burning up. Look at this big boy right here. Get some right there where the leaf blade comes out of the stem. Put a little dab at the top. That's really all it takes. They're as good as dead. Now, if we come right here, you're going to see my laziness in all its glory. Look at this old vine crawling up in my doggone cryptomeria. And it's just straight up lazy is all it is. I mean, this thing got way up in there. We'll finally take a minute and kill it. And we'll come right here. We'll cut it like that. We'll put a little dab on the end of it like that right there. Got a little dab on the other end. I'm just going to let that kind of sit there out of the way. Come right here, find another one, cut it. Come right here and put a little dab on the end. Put a little dab on that end like that. Boy, look at that. It is all up in here. I kind of got my work cut out for me, if I'm being honest with you. I don't know if these pruners will cut this or not. Oh yeah, there we go. Alright, do that. Come right here, put a little bit on the end. Like that right there. Put a little bit on the other end, like that right there. Let's cut these off so it doesn't come in contact with the cryptomeria, like that. Here's another one. Come right here. Put a little bit on that. And of course I got to come through here and cut all these. It's coming out of the ground in several different places. I've got to spend some time out here and get this done before this thing takes over. Watch this right here. See how I can put that right on the end of that? Never touch the cryptomeria. Look at that. That is nice right there. Cut that. Come right here and put a little tiny dab on there, just on the very end. like I said, I need to get in here and do all of these vines like that. Every single one of them. I need to get up in the cryptomeria and find out where they're coming from in the ground and cut them off and then dab them with this herbicide here and let the herbicide do its thing. Dude, that's a big one right there. Look at the size of that joker. Hang on. I gotta put the camera down to cut this one. Wow. Holy cow. I don't know if my pruners are gonna cut this one or not. Come on, baby. Oh, there it goes. Whew. Good gracious. Look at the size of that bad boy right there. Just let that soak in. Some of these bigger ones might even run some right through there, and maybe the bark will soak it in. But need to get that done. And then of course the vines will start greening out. Well, not green, they're green now, you dummy. They'll start browning out. And once they turn brown and kind of die off a little bit, then I can start pulling them out. Heck, I don't know, man. I may have even let it get so daggone far, I may have to call somebody with a big bucket truck in here to get this mess out. Just straight up being lazy. That's all it is. And for weeds in my beds, I simply use my Zephyr and Zip Zap herbicide. I'll link those up in the description below as well. Whoop! I missed that bad boy. I have to come out and get him with my little foamer. But I just walk around and spot spray every once in a blue moon. Try to do it once a week, but you know how that works out. You get busy. Look at that nut's edge right there. Holy cow, that thing's big. You get big and not big. You get busy, and you know, it's what it is. Weeds in the beds get out of control. If I, Bermuda. But if I, hey bud, how you doing? But if I stay on top of this and do it about once a week, it only takes me 10 minutes to walk all my beds pretty much and spray the whole thing. Keep them cleaned up. I do like the Zephyr because it's got real low pressure. Don't worry, it won't be long. All that's going to go away when we get moved. But as I was saying, I like the Zephyr because it's low pressure. Of course, if you buy one from me, we include the nozzle I like, T-jet nozzle, and makes fantastic for a dedicated Roundup sprayer or non-selective herbicide, meaning it's going to kill whatever you spray it on. That's why you don't see me walking in the grass, spraying it on the grass, all that kind of thing. This is specifically to kill weeds in beds, you know, places you don't want it, gravel driveways, you know, paved driveways and those cracks where the weeds come up and that kind of thing. But it's real low pressure is what I like about it. And then I can also feather the trigger and look, do really super low volume coming out there if I'm up next to something that I don't want to smoke off. Notice I'm doing this late in the day, in the afternoon. There's zero chance of wind, zero chance of rain today. Now watch this. See how I got that one close to the grass? See how I'm angling my fan tip back toward the bed? And then I'm going to make a swipe. And as soon as I see that plant move or jiggle a little bit, I'm going to stop. Watch. See that? Not one drop got on that fescue. I will guarantee it. It didn't. I've been doing it that way for years. I can't remember the last time I burned any fescue like that. But you can see right there how I'm pointing it away from the turf and working toward the turf. Watch, here's another example. Ooh, I don't know, that one's kind of close right there. Let's try it. Let's try it and see what we can do here. Low volume. Okay, we'll keep an eye on that spot right there, and we'll see what happens. I don't think I got any on the fescue, but we will see. Right there. But the trick to that is trigger control, right? You have to really be able to feather that. I'm trying not to walk through this Roundup. This herbicide as I'm walking back is, oh no, here we go through the grass. Better hope you didn't get any on your boots, right? Boy, I'm really telling on myself back here. Look at the weeds back in these beds. Woo, boy. That really don't ever happen here, to be honest. Well, no, that's a lie. I do get busy and get behind, that's for sure. Well, I need to do bigger areas like that, see how I can hold that fan tip up off the ground a little bit, cover a little bit wider area with it. Basically, I'm spraying just to point around the point of runoff. You just want to coat the entire leaf blade of the weed that you're spraying. Wow, there's some pole annual right there. Cannot believe it. It's flipping mid-June. Tomorrow's Father's Day. For crying out loud, and there's a pole annual plant right there in that bed. There's another one. Wow. Holy cow. Man, that seems awful late for pole, but good thing is it ain't in my grass. And I can't stress enough, because I've done this more times than I want to admit to. You make sure you don't walk through this stuff and then take off through your grass, because that's going to give you a bad day. See, I've gotten all of that. Look at these little saplings that come up. I'm guessing they're from the maple trees where those little helicopter thingamajiggies fly. Yep, that's exactly what that is. They look just like little baby maple trees right there. The thing is, this is only going to be as good as you are. Meaning, if you miss any, then you just missed it. You have to come back and get it later, or next go round, or whatever. I'm trying to be super thorough and get as much of this as I possibly can. That way I don't have to do it for another week, 2 weeks or so. As dry as it's been, honestly, weeds in my beds hadn't been bad at all. Just a few here and there. Nothing major. But we just got 2 inches of rain the other day. Finally it rained, my goodness. Thank you, Jesus, for the rain. Finally. And boy, I'm telling you, the weeds popped out of the ground like mad. I mean, almost overnight they come up out of the ground. Now look, you see me doing this pretty quickly, but this is something I've been doing for almost 25 years. So I kind of got a little bit of a knack for it. But if you're first time doing this, I want you to take your time, don't miss no spots, and just be extremely cautious around your turf. Because like I said, even though this is a Roundup alternative, it's still non-selective, meaning anything it comes in contact with, it is going to smoke it. And if you're like me, you take pride in your yard. Look at that thing right there. You do not want any Roundup touching that grass. I mean, unless you're doing a renovation, and I've done that last year, and I don't plan on doing another one here. So be real cautious. So I can feel the weight of the backpack sprayer, and it's about half full, so I probably use around 2 gallons to pretty much spray my whole property. If you've seen the aerial views, you know I've got some pretty good sized beds. Oh, I ain't got to spray them. I hit them with the foamer. I got some pretty good sized beds, so you know, a little bit goes a pretty good ways, in my opinion. But it is getting close to dark. My wonderful wife, that I love very much, has fixed me some cheeseburgers, organic, all natural beef or whatever you call it, and no junk. It ain't fake meat, and no bread. Still not eating any bread. Alright, see right here where I'm spraying right here? This is where Theo comes out, our dog. Now I will tell my wife and my daughter, hey, you can't let Theo out in the pine needles tonight because I'm spraying a herbicide. I don't want his little paws walking through it. So they're very good about putting him on a leash and walking him down the street and letting him do his business. Now tomorrow, all this will be 100% perfectly dry, and he'll be completely fine to come back out here and do his thing. Of course, we watch him, make sure he don't nibble on things he's not supposed to be nibbling on. But he's a good dog. He don't really come out here and chew on grass and all that kind of thing. So we leave him be. Ooh, I got some nutsedge coming up in my laripe, and really the only thing I know to do for that is I'll just have to get in there and pull it out. I need to look at that Vexus and see if it's safe to put around something like laripe and see if that wouldn't do the trick. Alright, well, that's about it. I've gotten pretty much all of my beds sprayed. This is the last one. Look at all that nutsedge coming up in that laripe. I'm going to definitely have to do some homework, see if I can't find something to put in there that will kill it and not kill the laripe. Last one. Boom. Alright, like I said, everything will be linked up in the description below. Check you later.